This is the scene that I've got so far, at least all the assets. I've got the diner, I've got the oil drums, I've got the propane tanks, some tires, I got a little thing of wood. I doubt I'm keeping that. For some reason I thought of streetlights falling on this thing. I don't know, I just wanted another little light source. Maybe one is on and one is off. They may not stay, but I've got this windmill in the back, and I talked about that today, and asked if you'd want to see me model it, and so I'm going to do that sort of as a simple kind of almost like beginner's kind of modeling thing. So let me come over here. And what I've done is I've just brought one in so I can use that as a reference, just to remember what I did and get some of the sizes. But you certainly wouldn't need that. But anyways, here I am in Blender, and I'm going to turn on my screencast keys, and I'm going to show you how you could make this. And it's not going to be very sophisticated, and I may have even got some stuff wrong on it, but it's going to be out in the distance, hopefully, and so you won't really see it. So anyways, okay, what we need to do is we need to get some circles in here, and I missed a circle here. You can see it, I believe. Maybe I didn't copy it over right. Yeah, this piece here, it's just not joined to this. So I'm going to join this, and I'm going to copy that again, and I come over here, put that in there. All right, so we've got that in there. All right, so let's do something along this line. I just want to see 1, 2, let's start here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got 14 of those. It doesn't have to be the same. Now, okay, so what we could do is I could start with that. I'm going to create a circle with 14 vertices. I'll rotate X 90, and I'm going to pull that up here. And let's see, that could probably be okay anyhow. So I'm just creating this circle. All right, and I want to Shift D and S to scale it, and I'm going to pull it out to there, and we'll just start with that anyhow. So what we want is some spikes coming out. So the way I figured we would do this, if I put a face and then I go X, only edges and faces, I'm left with just these vertices. And I think I'm going to take these, and let's P to break them out so they're a separate object. I'm going to take these, and I press E and S, and I will get this. Let's come out like that, because I don't know how far. All right, so what do I need? I need that circle, and then I need this one going around. And, okay, these don't have to go like that. Let's just put them like that for now. And let's take these. I'm just going to box select these and scale them in a bit smaller. I'm going to Shift S, cursor selected. I'm going to bring my 3D cursor there. And I'm going to bring in another circle, actually. And let's make this something like 22. Rotate X 90. Scale it out a bit. So I've got that. And okay, I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to convert this to a curve, and we will have our spikes. Go to geometry and bevel depth, and just hold Shift as you pull with your mouse to the right. So and then we get some spokes going like that. Let's go 0.07 or something for the moment. And this one, I probably could have used a wider diameter or better mesh than this. You know what? I might take that one and get rid of it and use this one, just to make it a little bit smoother. So I'm going to Shift D and scale it out like this, and that's going to go through those things, and I'm going to convert that to a curve, and we are going to go just a small thing like that. I'll probably end up doing like something like Control 1 or something like that. I pressed Control 1, by the way, and that's the same as going to the wrench, putting one subdivision on there. Okay, so we'd have the outer one, we'd have some spokes, and I need an inner one. So let's take this one and let's convert that to a curve as well, and increase this so we could have that. I'll do control 1 again for now and decide if we like that, and maybe I'll make that a bit bigger. So we have that, and of course we need some stuff in the middle, so let's just bring in a circle now. I'll go with 22 again. I'll look from the front and rotate X 90, and I'll bring it to about there. And I'm going to do F to make a face, E to extrude, come out a bit, and then I to inset, come down. You can do any design you want. E to extrude out here, maybe scale it in, and press 3 for face selection, and I'll bevel that back, and I'll put 3, and I'll take this and I'll bevel that with 3, and I'll even come here and bevel that with 3, and I'll take the back here, just pull it back a little bit, and then we could do some stuff on this. I to inset, and we could come back, and I'm just going to leave it at that point, sort of looking at that, so we have that attachment thing, except maybe I'll bevel here with 3, and I'll bevel on the inside with 3. I can now shade smooth this, and put bolts there, whatever. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to do these veins, I call them. So I've got my 3D cursor there. Bring in a plane. The window's open and it's almost summertime, so let's do this. Let's take this edge and scale it down. Take this and sort of put it out like that, and something like that. Okay, so I'm going to with that edge selected, I'm going to press Shift Control B. No, I'm just Shift Control B. That's right. I'm going to pull. There's 2 edges or 2 vertices in there. 3 is okay. So do that to round it out a little bit, and Shift Control B again, and do the same up there. And I think 3 is probably fine. So we'll have this. I can scale that in the X a little bit. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make one of these and use it. I'm going to extrude out a little bit. Imagine these things are made of wood. And now I'm going to select the front face and the back face, and I'll come in here, Control B, and pull just with those 3. You can shade smooth. I may have to put on a modifier, but I've got this. All right, and I want to have this going through it, and I want to have it as if the spoke is going into it. So what I may do is take the curves here, and it was 0.07, let's go 5, and sort of take this and pull it so it looks like that thing is just attaching to it. Maybe I got to make it a little thicker, scale this in the Y. Now really I'm only going to see this from the front, but anyways, that looks okay like that. And I can add on this a modifier, weighted normal, and normal's auto smooth to work on that. Let's actually just have a look here. Alright, I'm going to take that and Alt N, recalculate outside. The polys were flipped, and now they're fine. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to rotate it in the Z, and I'm going to do something like that. So now this thing comes through the back and comes out the front. Maybe they need to be tilted in a certain angle with respect to this back piece. I'm not sure which, so I'm just going to do it like that. But actually, before I do that, I take it back. I'm going to use that over here. I'm just going to Shift D to duplicate it, pull it over there, P to break it out, and I'll take this one, and I'm going to rotate Y, I think it's minus 90, and pull it down about there, and S to scale. I'm going to make it bigger that way, SX, that way, and I'm not going to worry about the thickness right now. Okay, so now back to this one. I'm going to rotate that in the Z again. So the spoke is going in, and this thing is going in about 1/3 of the way up, or halfway up, doesn't really matter. And I can still change the diameter of this. Okay, cool. My 3D cursor is right there, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to set my pivot to the 3D cursor. And now I can do this by hand, or I can use the spin tool. So I'm going to click the spin tool and click on Y and sort of pull like this, and then open the dialog box and choose 360. And then I'm just going to adjust this so that I believe I need 14 of these to match the number of spokes. And I don't know how many you're supposed to have. I think I counted one and it had 14. But I'm going to do it like that, and I should be okay here. That should be all I need to do. So I've got them and they're all tilted, and it looks pretty good to me. So now I am going to take this guy and move that one out of the way, so I can take this piece and move it back here. And we're going to use a spoke in a moment, but let's just go on and see what we need to do here. So it's coming back and it's attaching to something here. You can do whatever you want back there, I suppose. So I'll come into here, and what I've got is, let's see, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I will Shift D to duplicate, pull that out, P to break it out, and use that circle. Take this, and let's rotate X 90, and scale it up bigger, and bring it down below here, and then just extrude it up so it looks like that one attaches. F to make a face, and what do I got? And then that's going to kind of attach to something. All right, so then what maybe we could do is inset a little bit, or extrude in, or scale in, and then just come down. And let's just imagine this thing is going to turn, you know, with the wind. So I'm just going to bevel this with 3, and I'm going to bevel this edge with 3. And I'm going to add, I don't know why, I'm going to add like this kind of fake thread, and I'll make some of this in wood and some, E and Alt S, in metal. So it'll be something like that. I can shade smooth that. And yeah, and then from there I'm going to Shift Alt and click there, and Shift S, cursor selected, bring my 3D cursor there. And then at this point I'm going to have like wood. So I'm going to scale this and extrude it down. Just a piece of wood to start it off, which is this piece of wood here. And then we'll just make the rest of it. In fact, I'm going to, I'll do part of that now. I'm going to Shift D, scale in, and then I'm going to extrude down. And I think I will break this out for the moment, so I can come back here and let's make sure this is facing the right way. Select these edges. Now this would be, I'm assuming this piece is wood here. So I don't want to bevel it too much. I'm just going to do, there's 2, 3, just the littlest bevel. And that piece would be there. I don't know how much sense that makes, but I'm barely going to see it. And then this piece would come down here, and I'm just going to, all right, I'll go ahead and bevel this piece as if it's a long piece of wood. Coming down, just to have it there. Slash key, we'll get rid of we'll get rid of both faces actually, top and bottom, so we're not going to need those. And then we'll just come back to it. So let's go ahead and do this thing here. I guess this is coming off that piece, so I'm going to take this, drag it back, look from the top. I'm just going to press G and just kind of lining it up with this. And so we're going to go ahead and create a long piece. And so I'm just going to use this circle. Shift D, pull it out, P to break it out, and I'm going to rotate Y 90 and scale it down. You know, it would probably be easier if I just take one vertex, Control I, X faces, X vertice, and have one vertex, because then I can just extrude it out and I can convert it to a curve and use whatever thickness I want. So I'm going to grab that and sort of push it in the center and pull that out, and we'll get that to fit in just a minute. G, pull it down. So let's see, maybe I'll have this piece kind of in line with the center, so this piece can come down a little more, and then it's kind of in the middle of this thing too. So let's take this and we'll convert it to a curve. I think that's the easier way to do it. And we'll do that. Now this one I'm going to have bigger, and so therefore I can actually make this a little narrower, scale it in the Y, so that you start to see this here. So you'd have that coming out there. Okay, like that. And maybe I'll even make that a little thicker than that. And I can just grab that and extend it in a little bit more. I do sort of think it needs to be bigger the more I think about it, like that. Okay, so I guess this whole thing would turn around. So let's take that and convert it to a mesh, but let's change the resolution to 3 so that when we do, it's not too high poly. Convert to mesh, and then we can close the end up here. Select that, F, Control B with 3. That's good, and we can shade smooth that. And if we're starting to become happy, I can start joining some of this together. And we can still make changes, so I'm just going to go ahead and join some of those things. I'll take this and this, join it, and let's see what we got going on here. This is a curve. Let's change that to 3. This is a curve. Let's make that a little smaller. Let's make that 0.0. Let's try 12. Yeah, all right. And let's make that a resolution of 3. And those ones will make a resolution of 3 as well. So we can join all these curves together, Control J, and then convert to mesh. And okay, yeah. Okay, let's do something else here. I just want to look at this again. I need to make these a little smaller just to make sure that they don't. Here. I think I'll do this one on its own. Convert to mesh. All right. And then this one and this one we can join, I think. Or they're already joined. We will convert those to mesh. All right. And we'll Control J. We'll join those. We can do Control 1 for one subdivision to make it a little smoother. And we can, if that's actually, let's take that. Let's see if we don't need that. Oh, geez. You know what? I kind of like it. I'm going to apply that subdivision. And then I'm going to join it to this one because this one doesn't have subdivision and that one does. These can be joined to that there. Make it some shading stuff. All right, so all that's joined. We can join that. All right, and so really the last stuff is the legs. And let's see, I wanted to maybe use this. So I'm going to Shift D to duplicate and pull it out. Pull it over here a little bit. And I'm going to scale Shift Z and just make it nice and thin and narrow. Pieces of wood. And okay, I'm going to look from the side now, and I'm going to rotate this, and I think I'll push it under there. Let's look where's the back? Control 1, oops. There, I just want it underneath there. I can change the width of this if I need. I'll do it there, that's okay. Now what I'm going to do is break this out. And I'm going to set my 3D cursor is right in the middle anyhow. So I'm going to take this and set the origin to the 3D cursor and mirror this in the Y. So I got them coming out like that. Okay, and if I do it in the X, I get those. And not that wide. So what we're going to do also is we're going to take this here and let's grab the bottom and just pull it out like that to spread them. See how it's going. Okay. So now they're spread like that. That's fine. They've got the bevel because I've made it off of this piece. And that's going good. And maybe it doesn't have to be spread that much. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to bring in a plane and scale it like this. I think we've got to lengthen all of this out a little bit. Let's start with this. Extrude up. It's just a little platformy type thing there. Let's bevel the edges on this. So this one, and this one. Very straightforward type stuff. 3, and select both of those and bevel it with 3. So let's just have a look at this now. Let's come in here in wireframe, box select all of that and just start pulling it down, and imagine that's going to stand on the ground way down there. Okay, and I can scale this now a little bit maybe. So I'm going to have one there and I'm going to have one further down. So I might take the same thing, go into edit mode, shift D to duplicate, pull it down, and maybe I will scale shift Z and just bring it out like that. Just have a couple of these. All right, so we got that going on. I'm gonna assume that this is okay. Apply that and join that, and I may not want it that far. Scale in the Y. Just want it peeking out. Scale in the X a bit. Just do whatever size you like. And then what I think I'll do is make some little steps, and I'm going to use this to do it. This piece right here. So I'm going to shift D to duplicate, pull this out, and P to break it out, and then take it and put it about halfway notched in, sort of. And let's try scaling this in the X, doing that, and then grabbing in wireframe, grabbing this whole front and pulling it in like this. And let's see how far out we want these to go. We'll just do them underneath that, from underneath there. So take that, pull it down to here or something, and I'm going to do an array in the Z, going upwards. We'll zero that out. Let's see what happens if I just bypass that one there. How bad it looks. Doesn't seem to interfere with it. And yeah. Okay. Is that good? It's all the same thickness, so hopefully that's not too consistent. Let's join that. And let's join that. And we can probably just join everything. And we'll come in, select it all. It's always good practice to merge by distance, see if you get rid of anything, and recalculate outside. I may have had something flipped. And actually, I do have a problem over here. I think I have a problem. I may not have a problem, but I might. I just want to... Okay. I want to take this and scale it in the Y. I want to make it a little bit thicker, this one. Position it. Okay, and I'm going to take this and I'll try a weighted normal and normal's auto smooth on the whole thing. I'm going to get rid of that. Bring that up. I'm going to switch to this red one. Watch your eyes. It's a little harsh on the eyes, but it helps me to see some of what's going on. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this shiny one. and have a look at it. And I think we've got what we need. All right, let's have a look at the statistics and see. So it's not very high poly. You could probably get rid of a few here and there, but that is what we get. And that's my little windmill in the background of some scene, or you could do a little shot from down there. It's missing some details, of course. You could look at references. Maybe this is a bit long. I think I might consider bringing it closer, but I'm not sure. But I think it looks relatively like the thing. I think if you had that in a scene, it would be obvious, what it is. All right, so that is the end of that. And like I say, this is what I've got in my scene over here. And, it's pretty similar to what I had here. Maybe a few differences. But, if depending on if my scene was like this, shot from that kind of angle, this might go further in the background, but that just gives it that country kind of vibe. All right, so as I had said in my vlog, I'm going to go on now and start working on some environment stuff. I may show you some of that, or I may do more of it off camera and give you little updates. But I will be back with doing other Blender stuff in the next few days and maybe showing you this. This is for Blender Challenge Restaurant. This is the abandoned diner. And I may make other assets, but I may leave it at that because I'm probably going to have some hills and some grass and some trees and flowers. And this sort of nestled in there as if it's abandoned, obviously, and left, and the forest has overgrown. Maybe this thing got just towed in there, or maybe it was along a highway of some sort with some farmland, and you did have some street lights, maybe not, and stuff has grown around it, and that is my concept. All right, so I'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.